take it from the heart of a Mainer that has been born and raised here in the state of Maine. I want to go back to what Maine is really all about. Well, good morning. My name is Tom. I come to you from the rustic log cabin in the great state of Maine. I chuckle when I say the great state of Maine because of some of the stuff that's going on. You know, we've got a governor in our White House. We got a governor that has completely lost control of the state of Maine. I say that because I don't watch the news because they lie anyways. But I was listening to the radio while I've been working down here this week in the shop. And we had 5 bank robberies in the city of Portland this last week. 5 bank robberies. I've lived here my whole life. I don't ever remember too many bank robberies, but 5 in 1 week in what they want to call the sanctuary city now of the state of Maine lets me think that we've got a governor that's lost control. I don't know, I might need to change spots. His son came to affect him. What's going on here? Anyway, get your coffee. I've been down here working on this tractor this week. It's a really good tractor. It's a case bulldozer with a 4-in-1 bucket on the front, which means it's got a blade. It opens up like a clam, so it just does a lot of things. And steers really good. It runs really good. But what it had was leaking cylinders. Oh, I don't know, there's 4, 5, there's about 8 cylinders that make up this tractor, hydraulic cylinders, and 3 out of the 4, hydraulic oil was just pouring out of them like you were running it right out of the can, right onto the ground. So I've got one of them rebuilt this week. I'm waiting on the parts for the other one. They'll be in on Monday. They're rebuild kits for rebuilding the cylinders. And then I'll have one more. I only ordered 1 kit. I got 2 cylinders that are identical that needed to be rebuilt, but I only ordered 1 kit. Just make sure I got the right one before I get 2 kits ordered. So now that I've got one, it's called a clamshell hydraulic cylinder. So once I got one of the clamshell hydraulic cylinders rebuilt, now I'll order another kit. And then I need a tilt cylinder, so that's what's coming in on Monday. And then it's all apart, it's all ready. This is a really simple rebuild as far as hydraulic cylinders go. This particular cylinder is only made up of, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, which is extremely simple in comparison to other makes of cylinders. But anyways, I don't know if you guys are all interested in that kind of stuff or not. I highly doubt it, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I did take a couple of videos. That is exactly what this cylinder is. That's the insides of it. I've got it all rebuilt with new seals. I pulled it off yesterday with a come along to pull it out of the cylinder hole, so putting it back in could be a little bit interesting. But not sure if you guys are interested in these, but This is what I'm working on this week. So I don't know about content this week other than here it is. So it's been a crazy month of July and 1st of August. So, but here we go. You know, just here and there. I didn't run the video camera that much because I was dealing with a lot of oil, a lot of hydraulic oil and grease, and it's just the camera wouldn't like that, so I didn't spend a lot of time on that. But I did want to sit down. This is Saturday night. I've been down here most of the day rebuilding that cylinder, and now I just finished getting it installed. So one down, 2 more to go. And this sucker's got some muscle, let me tell you. I am going to be able to do a lot around here with that thing. Actually getting ready to clean up. I was a builder, contractor for 30 years. Well, that means I've got 37 years. So that means I got 37 years of collecting crap behind my shop. So we're going to deal with it, and we're going to deal with it hard and fast with this tractor once I get it put back together. Got a big bucket on the front, and I've got a great big hole that I'm going to push it all in. What it is, it's building debris. Everything from chimneys, when you live in the country, you can't just go to the dump every day, you know. When you're working, and you're working on a job and stuff like that, you got to get rid of this stuff so that you can keep the job going the next day. So some days when the truck was full and we needed to refill it and we didn't have, the dump was closed, I had a spot down back that I could dump it. And it's all good fill. You know, like I said, it's chimney materials, mostly chimney materials, cinder blocks, broken cinder blocks, stuff like that. Which at the dump, we'd have to pay for that stuff most of the time, I believe. Not sure if they had I can't remember back. It's been 10 years, you know. I don't believe that they got I don't believe that they've got a pile for that. Doesn't matter. I've got a spot for it anyways, so that's what we're gonna do. But it's hot. It's been about 90 degrees today. Thank goodness most of this job I'm either in the shop or under these big shade trees. Otherwise than that, it'd be way too hot to do it outside. But anyway, let's get back to talking about the great state of Maine and our great governor. Any of you planning to move to this state, I'm telling you right now, we have got to get this state out of the Democratic control that it is under right now. And that's going to be very difficult because they've been in power for so long that they've got a lot of crap in place. I could tell that son is not liking anything about this spot. We've got this ranked choice voting that the Democrats slipped through several years ago and telling us how good it was going to be for us, how much more fair it would be, and all of that. Well, that was the beginning of our downfall. And they only did that because LePage, Republican, whooped the Democrat that year. So they came back the following year and made a few changes. You know, that's just the way it is. But anyway, I'm in a mood today. I'm in a mood because I have always loved the state of Maine. I'm born and raised here. And I've always told people what a great state of Maine it is. And under the new ruling of this governor, and we've got about 3 more years of her, I've watched the state go down into the toilet. And thinking about the 5 bank robberies in Portland this week, and everything else that's going on, I mean, they've been just like open borders on the country. Well, the state of Maine, they've been in the darkness of night, they've been trucking these illegal aliens and immigrants into the state of Maine for quite some time now. And you know, don't even bother with the hate mail. You're not going to change my mind. You're not going anything like that. I was born and raised here. I know what this state is supposed to be. There's a sign coming into the state, the way life is supposed to be. That's not the way it is right now. That's not the way it is right now. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't really want to call it a rant video because too many people like the rant videos. I'm in a good mood because my cylinder went good, came apart good. I'm in a good mood because it's back together, one of them. You know, if you know anything at all about those cylinders, they don't like to come apart. Especially on a 50-year-old tractor. This thing is a 1979 D350 case bulldozer. So to get them things apart, I was pretty tickled. So to have one of them back together, hey, I've still got another hard one to do. I waited on that one because that one's only leaking a little bit, so, but anyways. I didn't make it back up to the cabin this week. I got tied up with this, so the boat didn't get painted like I was hoping. But you know, you can only do so much in the course of a week. Even here in the great state of Maine. I'm feeling this video is going to be a lot about nothing. But hopefully you guys will stick around, have a good time. Enjoy my cup of coffee with me while I'm wrapping up the day. All the tools are cleaned up and back in the shop, so that's a good thing. Everything's undercover that needs to be undercover until Monday. So tomorrow is a day off. Tomorrow is a day off. I've got a birthday party to go to. My he'd be my great nephew. I don't know how old he is. He's the one I took bird hunting last October. Oh, I think he was 10 last October. So I think he'll be 11 this year. I think he's 11, so we'll see. You know, and I know I've ranted in the past on all these windmills and solar panels. And until you come up and go for a ride in the state of Maine right now, especially in and around Kennebec County, for whatever reason, they have really hit that particular county pretty hard. It is unbelievable how many solar panel farms are going in. You know, I remember this state as you'd go for a ride and see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cows. You know, cow farms, cows everywhere. And now you've got to drive a pretty long ways to see any cows. And used to be you drive 30 miles and you'd see a couple hundred cows. Why do I know that? That was a game I played with my daughter. You know, who could spot the cows first. And you didn't go very far, you started counting cows. And, you know, she was just a little girl, so it was a lot of fun for her back then. But I went for a ride the other day. We went up to Waldo. We went up to Cumberland, or not Cumberland. We went up to, I think, Waldo Town or something like that. And I actually saw 2 big dairy farms. And it's been a long time since I've seen a big dairy farm here in the state of Maine. And that's some of this other stuff that has really, they have not, obviously we have not protected our dairy farms here because you just don't see them anymore. And now you're seeing all the hay fields fill up with solar panels and stuff like that. I'm sure for the farmer that owns that land, it's an easy way for him to make money over a 20-year span. I guess they're leasing the land for 20 years. But what that tells me is them solar panels must only have a 20-year lifespan. Otherwise than that, why not lease it for 50? Why not lease it for 100? And what I've been told is they're leasing them for 20-year whacks. And you know, the days of going and seeing tall hay blowing in the breeze, those might be behind us. You know, big fields where as far as your eye could see was just hay fields. That might be behind us, which is a really sad thing. I think I had a question. Will the great state of Maine ever be back? The only way the great state of Maine is coming back is if we get the Democrats out of control in Augusta, Maine. That's the only way. Because they have completely, I mean, you guys watch the news. You guys watch some of this stuff that I'm seeing. You know, they got the trans people fighting Trump on keeping the trans in our schools. All that stuff, you know. The state of Maine wasn't known for that stuff. We were known for big fields of hay and big dairy farms. Then you drive into Northern Maine, big potato farms and big cabbage farms. All that's still up there in a Rustic County. But other parts of the state, it's not. Where you go to Western Maine and we were known for our mountains. Nice, clean mountains with nothing on the tops of them. And now they're covered with windmills. And we're supposed to be all right with that. We're supposed to be all right with that. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm one Mainer that isn't all right with that. I think it is absolutely terrible to take a state that is supposed to be known for its beauty and cover the mountaintops with these man-made pieces of pollution. And that's all that they are. It's just garbage that we put up on our mountaintops now. Haven't heard a word about the Green New Deal since you got rid of the Democrat president, have ya? Ain't heard boo. That's because it was all made up. All made up. All made up. Oh, I could go hard on this right now. All made up crap. Global warming and all that. If you watch any of my videos, I told you several years ago. This is only a cycle that we're going through. I told you we were going to be all over the place. Anyways. Hey, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sitting here on a hot evening thinking about the state of Maine. You know, the country is one thing. I can't do much about the country, too big. I'm only one person. But by golly, I'm trying to reach the people that are moving to Maine. Stop voting Democrat. Vote some Republicans in so we can get our state back to what we used to be. Please. Take it from the heart of a Mainer that has been born and raised here in the state of Maine. I want to go back to what Maine is really all about. Please. Anyways, I'm going to end this here before I make so many people mad that they'll pull my channel off YouTube. You guys have a great week, and I will see you next week.